Hi folks, and welcome back to Diablo 3, where me and Sean Bean are now looking for a sword or some sword pieces for our crazy new friend who fell into a crater. Right off the bat you can see that we've encountered a new kind of enemy, which is fantastic. We're looking around this area called the Khazra Den, and there's more bats, and looks like there's some things here called plague nests, which are spreading bats. We've also encountered our first ranged creatures. This guy is throwing spears at me, which, to be honest, I'm pretty furious about. I'm pretty angry about the whole thing. It's just not polite. At least get to kind of know who I am. And there's an Ent as well, by the looks of things. I didn't actually catch what it's actually called. Perhaps it's called Treebeard. It might not be. We're looking for sword pieces, as I say. This guy's going to charge us, so we're going to do some cheeky rolls. Oh, it doesn't matter. Cormac straight in there. Sean Bean going in there. Ned Stark, good old warrior of the north. And we're going to pick up this pool of reflection, which will give us a whole bunch of speed increase for our EXP. So this thing is called a Wood Wraith, also known as Treebeard, who is famously known for complimenting hobbits on their fine ability to throw rocks at nearby enemies.
A hit, a fine hit.
This must be inside this cave.
We've actually been pretty lucky with this. We found the Khazra Den straight away, and from previous playthroughs of this I can tell you that sometimes you actually have to search this whole goddamn area trying to find this thing. So as I say, the map in Diablo changes pretty much every time you log in or whatever. The areas, some of the areas are very different to... Whoop, there's a tree falling there, and it bumped me straight on the noggin, which is not the best. I forgot to mention at the end of last episode that the where you kill the Skeleton King, Skeletron, is
Kill him!
is actually the end of what used to be the end of the beta testing. Beta, however it's pronounced. I'm not so sure. Perhaps someone can tell me how I'm meant to pronounce that. This guy's clearly pissed off. He's the Prophet of Torture.
Just as I thought. The sword piece is here.
Who
are you to take what is mine?
You are not the owner of this sword.
Regardless, I have claimed it. I am Mahgda, and I lead this coven. The shard is mine.
To hell with you, witch.
Very well. Let the games begin.
She wants to play a game.
Okay, so Mahgda, if my memory serves me correctly, she looks a little bit like you know, the baddie from Snow White, Maleficent.
Well fought, but you will never possess the next piece. It has fallen where only the ancients may tread.
Okay.
She is more devious than she appears.
Okay. Look, the symbol here has changed to pieces of a broken sword. Perhaps it's the same sword that Aragon wields. Perhaps it's not. Glowing sword shard. Let's pick it up. One of one. Take the sword piece back to Deckard Cave. We will do that straight after we've explored this cave, because look at this. Had we not have done that, we would not have found these sweet-ass adventuring hide gloves of the bear, which are not actually better than what we've currently got. But we have found a shield, and our warrior friend, Sean Bean, can hold a shield.
This will aid me.
It doesn't really aid him at all. He's not actually correct in saying that, but we'll give it to him all the same, because it seems to make him happy. So, me and Sean Bean will finish exploring this cave, and we'll take the sword piece.
I do not understand how evil walks in the day. Should it not fear the light?
Maybe it should.
If it is truly evil, it does not care.
Yeah, that's right.
The light is both a literal and figurative foe of evil.
Anyway, I thought the light was actually more a literal and figurative foe of vampires. Maybe he hasn't been reading his tomes. Maybe that's why he's looking for them. Maybe we'll never know.
I have the sword piece, but a woman named Mahgda and her minions tried to wrest it from me.
Uncle Deckard, you sound like those dark cultists you told me about.
Very good, Leah. You have been paying attention. Stranger, does any of this jar your memory?
I have no memory of this coven, but I sense a far darker shadow guiding its hand.
Okay, and for our efforts we get some keen hide gloves of the bear. Everything's of the bear at the moment. I think these kind of affixes or naming thingies at the end of what an item is does bear some, mind the pun, does bear some resemblance to what they actually hold, but I can't remember for the goddamn life of me what it is. Anyway, neither of them do more damage, so we can't be bothered. We're going to talk to Deckard Cain and find out about the origins of the Coven.
Mahgda's Coven is a remnant of an ancient religion called the Triune that worshipped the primevals as gods.
Disgusting. And yet the primevals have been dead for 20 years. Who does the Coven worship now?
The last two evils, Asmodan and Belial, remain. And if either of them are behind this coven, then our troubles are only beginning.
Okay, and it looks like our stranger's got something to say about the sword.
This fragment is very old and very powerful.
Indeed, it feels familiar to me, though the rest is still unclear.
This weapon would have belonged to a true champion.
If that is what I am, then my strength has gone with my memory.
If Cain is right, then the sword shall restore both to you.
Let's hope so, and see what Leah
Mahgda
has got
said
to say.
something curious about the next piece. She believes it fell where only ancients may tread.
That makes me think of the drowned temple near the festering woods. I remember you telling me about it, Uncle.
Exactly, Leah. The temple was home to the Nephilim. Leah, your knowledge could be invaluable. You must go and help our friend retrieve the sword piece.
The Nephilim were ancient humans with fantastic powers. Legend holds that they waged a terrible battle near the temple, and that their ghosts still war with one another.
Okay, so top left you can see we've now got Leah following us. We can talk to her. We don't really want to because I think we've heard everything that she has to say. But nonetheless, she's coming on a road trip with us, and considering that Leah is not bad looking for a pixelated piece of artwork, we'll take hers with her, which is great. So back to the Fields of Misery, which is of course where lots of people choose to take their vacation and holidays. It's popular amongst people who really enjoy just being upset and furious about everything there is in the world.
Troubling.
It's only happened a few times in my life, and only when I was in grave danger. Something rises up from deep within me and, well, I can't really explain it.
Okay, I think she's talking about women's intuition there. As a man, of course, I wasn't listening, but we're going to go into this Decaying Crypt level 1. So, when there is a crypt or a cave or whatever that has more than one level, what we can expect to find, other than these goddamn enraged phantoms, is a level 2. Surprise, surprise. And if a cave does have a level 2 to it, then hopefully what we can expect to find is not this reptilian spellbook, but a chest that should have bounty and booty galore, with lots of doubloons and or gold.
Darkness awaits you.
Or yen, whatever the currency is in this game, it appears to be gold. So we'll continue exploring this cave. I'm not going to stop for everything. In fact, I'm going to try and run through as quickly as I can, because this is not going to help us get to the Drowned Temple. This is just more for kind of exploration purposes, and maybe I was wrong. There's not a second floor, or I've just gone completely the wrong way.
I am too low on discipline.
I don't have enough discipline. I need to go and speak to Mr. Miyagi about that, of course being the master of discipline.
You lack a discipline!
Nuh-uh, I don't lack a discipline.
Minasan, you all need more discipline!
Who kicks that guy's ass? Is it Biff? No, Biff is the guy in Back to the Future. I can't remember the name of the bad guy in Karate Kid. Shit. I didn't watch the new Karate Kid. I didn't really have any major interest in doing it, because from my experience I found that when they redo films or movies or milms, if you combine the two, they always make a hash of it the second time around. I mean, did you see the new Ghostbusters movie? I say new, it's probably like a year old now, but they redid Ghostbusters, and holy shit, it's awful. It's really, really bad. I mean, you can't redo a classic like that, I feel, and that was proven. They proved my point with Ghostbusters. It was just the worst. And I hear that they're actually going to be.
My glory.
Okay, Sean Bean's getting excited. I hear that they're going to be remaking Top Gun rather. A combination of the two would probably be more interesting than a remake of Top Gun, because that was a great movie. I mean, it was an iconic movie, right? Who can forget that intro? Maybe some people, but I can't. Really good movie. And yeah, apparently they're going to be redoing that, which is I think a massive shame, because as I say, whenever they redo stuff, it's just awful. In fact, there's very few movies where the sequel is actually better than the prequel. I mean, I know I've spoke about Lord of the Rings quite a bit, but I'm going to mention them again. But the thing about Lord of the Rings is that it was based on a book by J.R. Tolkien. So, you know, they kind of already had their story all outlined for them. But also, all three Lord of the Rings movies were filmed at the same time. Did you know that? Yeah, they're all filmed at the same time. So, there was no kind of lacking quality in that sense. I mean, take Matrix. Was it Reloaded or Revolutions? Whatever. The second and third Matrix, they were just the worst. They just, you know, the first one became like a bit of a cult kind of thing, but Matrix Reloaded, I mean, it had some fancy graphics in it. Oh, we've got a protection shrine. This is a new one. Take less damage from attacks for 2 minutes. So, no surprise there.
Please end their torment.
This ghost is quite attractive. Also, maybe her and Leah would be up for some.
Please free my family from their cursed existence. I can hear them digging.
Why are they digging? Are they dwarves?
Be on your guard. Spirits lie.
Well, prepare to face my wrath.
Okay. So let's kill this guy. We've absolutely nailed him. Pretty easily, it's got to be said. Oh, there's more of them. But yeah, I mean,
They are free.
yeah, I mean, she's not bad looking. Maybe we could get up to some kind of spectral kind of love with her and Leia. Maybe Patrick Swayze will join in the fun and help us with our pottery.
I'll be coming home. Wait for me. Oh, my.
Who knows?
Some spirits linger to right past wrongs. I was mistaken about her.
Okay, great. So for doing kind of random sort of, not quests, they're kind of like side quests or events. They're called events. It says events right there. I should have used the word event. For doing that, you get some gold, you get some EXPs, and Sean Bean's just ecstatic about it. There is a goblin down here. We're going to lay waste to this guy. He is a treasure goblin, so hopefully we can expect some more doubloons from him. And of course, we've leveled up as well, which is great. And in leveling up, we have unlocked the Chakram. and a rune for our caltrops, which is the first rune that
I used
we've
to
got.
love traveling, seeing the world.
But now, it has fallen into shadow.
Okay, the woman is
Yes,
talking again.
it's not like it was.
Again, I'm not
Have no fear, Leah. We will make this world safe again.
not that interested in what she's got to say. Anyway, Chakram. Fire a swirling Chakram that deals 380% weapon damage as physical to enemies along its path. We've also got, I didn't see this, reduce the initial hatred cost and ignite your arrows, causing them to deal fire damage. Well, let's go for that. We'll check out Chakram at another time. We've also unlocked Ebola, so we're going to test this out. Shoot out an explosive Ebola that wraps around the enemy, and after 1 second the Ebola will explode, dealing 160% weapon damage as fire to the enemy and an additional 110% weapon damage as fire to all enemies around it. So we'll give that a go. And also we've unlocked a rune for our caltrops, which we're using anyway, and this says that this rune will increase the slowing amount to 80%. Sounds good, can't lose anything, nothing to lose there. As promised, there is a resplendent chest here which will hold lots of doubloons for us. To be precise, 230 doubloons and a couple of yellow items. These boots have got more dexterity on them, 1% more movement speed, a little bit less life, but we're going for it. It's all about that damage. This chest piece that we've found, the Soldier's Prowess, has got a little bit more dexterity, more life, and some regeneration. Great. So let's have a look at our character now. We are looking pretty sweet compared to how we started off. We've got our red scarf, shiny new boots, and our fancy tiara as well. What we'll do is, should be able to do is some way somehow be able to teleport out of here, and we can. Let's oh, look at this! Look at the animation on our rapid fire has changed. It's now kind of more fiery, as one would expect, and also appears to last a lot longer than it did before, draining our.
I need more hatred to do
our
that.
hatred. Yeah, it drains our hatred a lot slower, which is great. These are our Ebolas that we're throwing out now. And we'll see those in a little bit more detail in just a second. Let's teleport back up to the entrance of this cave and continue on our journey, looking for the Drowned Temple. And on our way, we'll check out these Ebolas. So it kind of spins around them, and then pow, it blows up. So what we could do is potentially just throw out loads of Ebola all over the place. Everything has Ebola, and then they'll all explode in a bloody mess. Good stuff. We are sprinting towards where we need to go. We'll get the occasional caltrops out if stuff's following us. Now this has also got a different appearance to it. You can see the caltrops now lay like a kind of bluey, almost icy kind of look to it. I don't believe it is ice in any way, shape and or form, but it says it's got...
there! Please help! They're going to kill my friend!
Okay. Well, do we care about your friend?
They're going to kill my friend if we don't do something. Help me break these bonds and see for yourself.
What do they want with your friend?
She's just a farmer's daughter, Sasha, but she has a relic that the thieves are after.
Okay.
Losing my patience, wench.
My sweet love will save me.
Release the girl. The relic belongs to her.
You actually believe what this scoundrel tells you? Fine, you fools. We'll kill the both of you.
Now,
You won't get away from us this time.
Now, in fairness, we have just kind of accepted what this scoundrel has said in blind faith, and just murdered a bunch of people.
This isn't over. The rest of the Thieves Guild will find you.
I suppose he has just admitted he's part of the Thieves Guild, so I guess we did a good thing there. Of course, murder being...
Here's the relic, my love. I hid it like you asked. Father's grown suspicious of us, but that won't matter once we're married. It won't be long, right?
Of course, my dear. Soon we will settle down to a quiet life of tilling the fields and raising children. But first, I have to sell this relic. Alas, I must travel away with my friend here to do so.
You wish to join me?
Yes, yes! You look like you know a lot about markets. Now, lead the way!
Right, okay, so,
Wait,
this...
the relic is a Alaric! Gods, I should have known. You seem like you could use a helping hand, and I sure as hell don't want to stay around here.
Please tell me that you're not considering this criminal's proposal.
Okay, so we've got a new icon as well. It looks like a kind of dwarven hat of some sorts, and obtained ourselves a shiny new bow that does quite a bit more damage actually. As we can see, it's got dexterity on there as well as actually doing slightly more base damage than our current one, our buttery biscuit base.
I like the base. I like the buttery biscuit base. I like the base biscuit base. I like the buttery biscuit base. I like the base. I like the buttery base. I like the buttery biscuit base. I like the buttery base. I like the buttery base. Damage.
So that goes straight on. We'll just quickly check the bags for anything else that might be better, such as these bracelets, the weighted leather cuffs of the Hawk. They do a little bit more damage. They've got... She misses Chaldea.
It's such an open and beautiful city. It thrives on trade and new ideas. There was always something new and exciting to hear or see.
Sounds good, Leia. Thanks for informing us about your past. And we've now got 3 people in tow. We've got a whole goddamn army of people following us because we are just that cool. Some pretty nice kind of aesthetics going on here. This looks good. Don't know where this bridge was meant to go to, but somewhere. Anyway, let's continue on our quest, and we will find
There you are.
this guy.
But you made a promise to your betrothed.
Betrothed? Do I look like the marrying kind to you? By the way, my name is Lyndon.
Okay, hi, Lyndon. Scoundrel is a deadly trickster who wields two-handed ranged weapons. Do you want to replace the Templar with the Scoundrel? To be honest, I actually quite like having Sean Bean by my side. So we're going to say no for now, and we'll keep Sean Bean. Good stuff. And we've unlocked another teleport.
The tomes say of Alaric and this temple is not encouraging.
Okay. Let's talk to Alaric, who apparently is not very encouraging.
You must be Alaric the Guardian. Uncle Deckard told me of your eternal watch over this cursed place. I thought it was a myth.
Are you Nephilim?
No. There have been no Nephilim for a millennium.
Yet another myth. You seek entrance to this temple, but only a Nephilim can enter. If you retrieve the keys from the outlying tombs and use them on the gates, we will see who and what you truly are. Follow me. I will raise the bridge that you may pass.
Okay.
Seek 2 tombs in the woods beyond. The warrior's rest and the crypt of the ancients. Within them reside the keys to our sacred temple.
Excellent. Okay, so this guy's saying that only a Nephilim can enter this cave, but in order to do so we need to find 2 caves, which should hopefully be in the nearby area, in the aptly and really appealing named place of the Festering Woods. Anyway, that's going to do it for now. Hope you've enjoyed what you've seen so far, and I'll see you all next time.